Bill Maher is back. The late-night host returned to the air on Friday with a new season of his show, Real Time with Bill Maher, and he ripped into New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani on his show, calling the mayor a straight-up communist.
He also restated his prediction that figures like Mdani will lead to Democrats losing more elections in the future. Let's take a look.
Democrats seem to be having this debate whether or not Mayor Mamdani is a socialist or a democratic socialist. Let me settle it. He's a straight-up communist. How do I know this? Well, I'm reading between the lines when one of his major advisors says, elect more communists. It's fine. It's a belief system. He's allowed to believe it, and people are allowed to vote for it. But if liberals deny it, like he's just going through a goth phase, they're going to lose more elections. This is not a communist country.
Maher also took aim at Sia Weaver, Mamdani's new director of the Office to Protect Tenants, who's come under fire after controversial posts she made on social media were unearthed following her appointment. Maher pointed to her and the mayor as examples of why Democrats should have more moderate candidates.
The choices we get here are either the worst version of crony capitalism or communism, either a side deal for the Trump family every time he does business overseas, or the lady who says, impoverish the white middle class. Oh, yeah, there's a great campaign slogan for you.
This is, of course, not the first time Maher has been highly critical of the newly elected mayor. He's gone on record saying that he thinks Mamdani's policies will be used by Republicans to smear future Democrat candidates. And he's repeatedly called for the Democratic Party to move toward the center rather than farther to the left.
Based Bill Maher, love the guy. He's correct entirely, 1,000% on this. Mamdani is a communist. Sia Weaver is a communist who hates property owners and white people and has no business in government or being in charge of anything. In her comments, she says she wants to reduce the value of home ownership. Her ideas are bad. It's terrifying that he's listening to her. That it's terrifying he's in government. Yeah, I agree with everything Bill Maher said. You have the right to vote for it. Fine. It's a disaster. Will it damage Democrats? Now, I guess that's the part where I don't necessarily agree with Bill Maher. I don't know. Democrats love this kind of thing. Maybe this is what they're going to run on, and then it'll be really easy for a lot of independents to say, you know what? All the problems we have with Republicans and Trump aside, the other side is communist, so, oh well.
Bill Maher is like the Democratic Marjorie Taylor Greene, because he literally, what's the point of continuing to say like he's liberal and part of this party if he keeps on condescending every single thing? I haven't heard one positive thing from him. That's why Wanda Sykes was like, just shut up already. Like he takes the time out. Like there's no criticisms around the board to go for all.
Her to shut up, people would lose their
Okay,
mind.
well, I don't care. She didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. She said, we've heard it, like you're talking enough. That's what she said. A very kind way to say, be quiet at an award show, because he's always just criticizing. I mean, calling Mamdani a communist is lazy. He's literally trying to put in a government that runs on accountability. I mean, what he's doing is like holding landlords to account, and he's getting upset with that people aren't getting taken advantage of in New York City.
To account.
Yeah, like landlords, like slumlords are taking advantage of people, not fixing things. And he's like, yo, you have like 100 different.
But I've explained this to you. You know why they're not fixing things.
Okay, no.
It's because they have rent control. They can't charge more for the unit, so it doesn't make any financial sense for them to fix things. That's under the policy Mamdani supports. Rent control is a bad policy that traps people in things that don't get fixed in bad situations because the owners can't make a profit, so they're not going to fix things. That's just like.
But who argues against the things that Mamdani is trying to figure out? He's trying to find housing stability. He's trying to close the gap of widening inequality. Like, these are some things that Mamdani stands on. Whether you disagree with him, I don't hear any better plans from Bill Maher, nor do I hear any better plans from Republicans about serious issues like housing or the widening.
Build more housing.
Build
more.
Yeah, I think said Bill Maher said. I'm like, who's that?
More housing. That's
and also,
the answer.
I don't think the Democrats are going to lose elections because of labels. I actually completely disagree with him that not adopting. Take example Bernie Sanders. He was on Theo Von's podcast the other day. He's like, Mamdani followed my exact blueprint. Even as much as he's told me that he studied me before, I can see it now. When I was in early days of my career, he's following my exact blueprint. And look at the star that Bernie Sanders became to be. People like your favorite, Joe Rogan. Really fans of Bernie Sanders. He translated across the board, and he also was somebody who was not the establishment. So I don't understand why Mamdani, being this new, fresh person with one idea as a Democrat, needs to paint the picture of all Democrats, especially when we sit here and one segment ago had a conversation of how a Ted Cruz can exist, but also a J.D. Vance can exist and a Trump can exist in one party. And we all know several ideas, different types of leadership, but all in one party, right? And you always like, oh, it's okay. Variety of thought within the MAGA party. It's all, and okay, Mamdani, variety of thought.
Variety from progressive to communist.
Well, you know what? Democrats
wide
lose.
range.
I'll be the one to criticize. Democrats lose when they offer nothing. When their whole plan and policy is to
I hope they
criticize
lose
the
when they
president,
offer communism.
They offer nothing. But when they're offering something, they won. So you hoping they lose, but
Make
they're
America
offering
North
democratic
Korea again?
no, democratic socialism to
Manca?
Mamdani is pushing forward in New York and holding people to account and making sure that prices go down. And if his strategy works, unlike President Trump's strategies that are not working,
Prices go down.
He may actually have a winning argument. And then here we go. The Democrats should follow his
when
lead.
there is market competition for a thing.
Or,
they don't
according
go
to
down
President Trump,
when the government
prices go
says,
down.
I order you to go down.
Exactly. So tell Trump to stop threatening people over bringing
I'm happy
prices
to
down.
Get him,
He's
get him
literally
in here
trying
and
to.
tell him to stop being a communist.
President Trump is threatening people to
bring.
bring prices down as we speak,
well-
inflation down. So you're just saying that, but this is exactly what President Trump is doing.
Yeah,
So
he's too much of a
apparently
communist,
people who
too.
like Trump like Mamdani. As we see, they like each other. So maybe they should get in line with the policies. And Bill Maher, who sat down and went to dinner or whatever he did with President Trump, should be open to Mamdani since the policies are really similar. He should be open to Mamdani. That's confusing me. He's just talking out of both sides of his mouth and just wants a criticism. He's made a lane and made an identity as the guy who's in the party that criticizes the party the same way MTG did. And if you can't accept and acknowledge that, then you're actually willfully being blind. He's doing the same thing as
Socialism
MTG.
on both sides.
So what's
Too much Republican socialism, and then Democrats are traditionally the party associated with socialism. Too much socialism, too much government management of the economy, central planning, all bad. Unleash markets, lower regulation, lower taxes, let the market innovate, and you get lower prices, and you get more of everything, and it's better. We've run this experiment 1,000 times in every country, and everywhere where government leaves markets alone, people get more of the stuff they want at an affordable
Give an
price.
example.
Every
what country is doing
single
better?
time.
Give an example. What country do you love that the markets are so great that they just are all laissez-faire?
Literally every country that is all of Europe, the U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand. China has improved by having a market economy. They don't have a fully market economy, but when they didn't have a market economy at all, they had mass starvation. The Soviet Union had mass starvation. Everywhere that moves from complete government control of the economy to allowing some market developments sees like a tenfold improvement in living standards. And then people like North Korea, who still have a completely centrally managed economy, have widespread starvation and political repression. These things tend to go hand in hand. Sometimes you have market economies and you still have political repression, but if you have no market economy, you always have political repression.
I think that Mamdani is a couple days into his new position, and we should.
There's no political repression yet.
We should
You're right. Great.
We should give the space to see if his plans work, because if they do, then you'll be in complete silence if New York has a big come up in the next year.
You're right.
But we gave Trump a year, and he failed
But
miserably.
because
So allow
adopting socialist
Mamdani the
policies
same
has never
space.
improved anything ever in the history of humankind, I won't hold my breath. But you're right, we don't have political
Hold your
repression
breath.
yet.
Hold your breath. Up next, former CNN host Don Lemon says he expects to be charged. We'll be right back after this.